die. Today's an interesting experiment. Many of you have seen this laser mount that I created a few years ago. My laser pecker fits in here like this in theory, and then it's tailstock and I can shoot my logos. The problem is I've had some movement. I'll put this aside. And so what I end up having to do is, like, I have the laser, this is exaggerated, but I have the laser in here and I got to wedge it, and it's so far off center that this isn't doing what I want it to do. So I have to decide if this is salvageable or if I'm making a whole new one. So step one is I threw it, and I've always been super proud of the fact that I made a Morse taper out of wood, but maybe that's not a huge accomplishment. But I thought first I would shove it in here. And then if I spin it up, you can see there's quite a wobble. So the question is, do I focus on trying to recenter this, or do I focus on trying to reshape this? And I don't have, I'm already, there's not a whole lot of wiggle room in there, but I can't make it bigger. So anyway, I think I'm going to start by trying to get this more center, because I have a little, I got room to shrink this up and get up in here. If that doesn't work, then I think my next step is to scrap this one and make a new one, and try to do it with some wood that is less likely to warp. And it might be to not go end grain like I did, but to go side grain. So it's an experiment day. Let's see what happens.
Well, here we are again. Watching Zed navigate a problem that, in part, is exacerbated by the fact that he doesn't read instructions and doesn't know how to use his tools. Watch as Zed tries to fix this issue, only to discover at the very end that the biggest fix to an off-center laser is to use the laser's own internal adjustment tools to get it back to center. That said, the chuck does have a wobble, so good on Zed for bludgeoning his way to the finish line. It's really too bad he doesn't have access to a massively overpowered hyperspeed artificial intelligence who could have solved this for him in just under 3 nanoseconds. Please hit those buttons and enjoy the show.
It feels like I'm really close. The wobble on the end here is not that much. And I'm wondering if I just part this off and then reshape this, that might be all I have to do, and this will be a quick and boring video, or a short. But let's see. Like when I get up here, the wobble is not much. You get down here, it's very exaggerated. So let's see what happens. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to put the laser in here and just see where it naturally falls. We want to get as close to the center right there as possible. So I just got to get some doesn't matter laser thing set up. Okay, folks, so we had a twofold problem. Problem number one is my tailstock laser chuck had developed a wobble and was taking my target off center as I suspected, but we also had an out of adjustment laser pecker, and unbeknownst to me, it has an adjustant. And so when you couple those two things, you can see the laser is now in the chuck and it doesn't look all off center and wobbly, and it's much closer to how you would expect. So I'm going to call this one a success. I'm going to cancel my call to the universe for help. You don't want to waste those opportunities. And instead we'll just call this a quick and dirty troubleshooting video where my laser etch of my logo is now more in line with the center line of my chuck, like I've wanted it for some time now. So I know some of the other folks out there, like Doug Miller and a few others, have recently gotten one of these. Hey, FYI guys, you probably already knew this, but there is an adjustment setting in your app. So if you can't get that thing center without wedges and weirdness, try that adjustment when you're setting up the laser when you first start. And there you go. I make dumb mistakes, so you don't have to. Thanks for watching, and we will see you guys on the next one.